What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning. Appreciate you're here. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you continuing to share the message. If today or any others brought you some value, please share it. You know, and it's not even about me growing the audience, about making an impact in somebody who needed it today. I've been saying for years, if what you have to say would impact one person, it's irresponsible of you to not share that thing. And that's what got me over my imposter syndrome early on with content distribution and strategy. I mean, we're 30 or 40 episodes of the podcast in, 500 YouTube videos, and thousands of social media posts later. I started in the same imposter syndrome many others started in. And get out there, share it out there, put it out there, whether it's your message or whether you regurgitate this message. I don't care. Steal it. Take it. Take exactly what I give you today. Go resell it as your own message on your own platform. You're not going to bother me because my goal is to impact people, whether directly or indirectly. And your support of that is getting this message out there, whether it's sharing it, take a screenshot, put it in your stories, tag me, or just go repurpose this content some other way in your own words to help put some champions in play. But ultimately today I want to talk about a statistic that I heard recently, and it was in a book, which means it's on the internet, which means it must be true. But it's 47% of the time people are thinking about something other than what they're actively doing. Right, that distracted, that looking back, that looking forward. But half the time you're doing something right now, you're thinking about something else. Good, bad, or indifferent. Likely it's negative because very few people daydream in the positive. But imagine how much better results you would get if you could be focused on what's happening right in front of you. If you could focus on what's happening immediately as you're acting. And I think as leaders specifically, it can be really difficult to be present. You know, especially when maybe you're doing something you don't think you should be doing, or maybe things aren't going the way you want, or maybe the employees aren't showing up the way that you need them to. But I challenge you, and I like challenging people on Mondays because it gives them something to work on this week, to be where your feet are, good, bad, or ugly. Like, be present in the moment. Don't daydream about what would happen if this wasn't a problem. What can we do about the problem? You know, see this happen a lot. Like when we get that client, when we get that employee, when I get this in place, or I get this payment in, right? All our cash flow problems will be solved forever. Please, God, give me this one check and I'll never ask you for anything else ever again. That doesn't happen. It's never the last time. It's never the last thing. And it's never the actual thing you need to protect yourself from future frustration. So audit yourself this week. Look at yourself, look back at the day, look back at the week, and look at how many times you were distracted thinking about something that had nothing to do with what you were actively doing. And I bet you catch yourself scrolling social media more. I bet you catch yourself falling asleep, your legs falling asleep on the toilet because you've been there for 47 minutes. Stop taking your phone in the toilet. I promise you, it'll significantly decrease the amount of time you spend in there. Promise you. But look at how you are attentive to the needs that are right in front of you. Maybe it's with your kids, maybe it's with your spouse, maybe it's with your workout, your diet, your employees, your customers, yourself. You're reading, you're meditating, your personal development, professional development stuff, but be present where you are. There is a time and there is a place for visualization and daydreaming. There's also a time and place to be exactly where you are, giving it the full amount of your attention. This is where like meditation really does play a role. I walk people through like a 10-minute meditation at our events typically. And meditation, I think, at least it was for me, I had a bad or maybe an incorrect perspective of what it was. What meditation is training the muscle to control your thoughts, not stop thoughts. You know, when I first started meditation, I was like, how do I quiet my mind? No, that's like meditation is not, it's not emptiness. It's not full quiet. It's learning to control your thoughts, which if you can learn to control your thoughts, you can learn to be more attentive to what's going on right in front of you more often. You know, I've had to learn and work this muscle by being present for the coaching call I'm on, right? Because I'll do, 6 or 7 or 8 coaching calls back to back sometimes. I'm working on it. It's not one of my things I'm succeeding at, but I'm good at it. I need to get less calls on a day, but that's neither here nor there. But that jumping from one call to the next, I need to be present in that moment. I can't take the last call into this call, and I can't take the next call into this call, and I'm worried about what's coming, what's happening, but I need to be present where I am. So I've trained that muscle through meditation, but also through my daily activity and what I do for a living. But I'll tell you, I see a lot of people out there who are regularly distracted with something that's not happening right in front of them. And then what's happening right in front of them typically is not done to the best of your ability, which then creates more problems for the future. You know, many of you struggle with solving the same problem multiple times because you never actually fix it. You're redoing the same things you already were like, I thought we solved, I thought we were done with this. I thought we weren't going to deal with this anymore. I thought this or that. It's because you didn't fully focus, or maybe it's because you didn't fully focus and completely solve that problem so it never happens again. But when I read that 50% of the time people are not focused on what they're doing, you know, no matter, like you talk about distracted driving, right? People looking at their phones while driving. I think people are distracted in life. You know, look around, airports, hotels, dinners, restaurants, you know, most people's living rooms. You know, there's people in the same room, but they're all somewhere else. They're all on a device. And even we struggle with it sometimes. And it's easy to fall into the trap as a parent, you know, like let's get some quiet. And, you know, but Tiff and I took the iPads away multiple times just in the last couple of months because the kids were just getting too consumed with them. Like we took them away this past weekend and took all the games off of them because the kids, when they are involved in that external ecosystem that keeps them not present, they're different human beings. You know, we took the iPads away Sunday morning, and we spent 7 hours practicing baseball, practicing guitar, organizing the garage, working out, laughing, riding the four-wheeler around the backyard, driving RC cars. We did all that in one day. When the alternative would have been they're frustrated because they can't be on their devices. Well, we took the devices away and made them go be present. So I challenge you to look at and audit yourself this week to see, are you spending more time where you are or more time where you're not when it comes to what you're thinking about? Hopefully you can fix some things, change some things, or adjust some perspective so that you can win fast and win often.